pom poms from the stands. Come on, come on. My fingertips and my lips, they burn from the cigarettes. Forrest Gump, you run my mind, boy.
Hey loves, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a very long time, but today I decided to record a video for you guys. I just want to say a quick thank you to Filippo Loreti for sponsoring this video. They sent me the beautiful watch. I'm currently wearing it right now. It is so pretty. Make sure you check out the link in my description box to get more information on the watch. So beautiful, such a lovely timepiece. I highly recommend. I received a couple of questions a while back. And I actually tried to film this video then, but it really just didn't work out, and I just said to myself there's no need for me to try force things. I really just don't feel like filming right now, so let it go, and when I'm ready I will start recording videos again. Well, I'm back, so yeah, let's get started. So the first question reads, generally, how have you been holding up? How are you doing? I think I'm doing pretty well, honestly. Yeah, 2021 has just been a pretty interesting year, but for the most part I think I'm really proud of myself when it comes to how I'm dealing and coping with things and how I'm addressing things. I'm laughing because, you know, typically I'm very reactive, but I'm learning to respond and really be in tune with the logic. You know, because sometimes it's very easy for me to just be very emotional. Yeah, whenever I act in emotion, things don't always work out. So I'm very proud of myself for, you know, trying to respond in a more healthy, more balanced and thought out way. And generally I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Like, yeah. Thank you for asking. The next question reads, how's 2021 been treating you? How's the first quarter been for you? Okay, January to March. January to March were pretty good. Yeah, I think I had higher expectations, let me be honest. Yeah, I really did. But sometimes, you know, like when reality doesn't really match what you're expecting, it can be a bit disappointing. Some parts between January to March I was extremely disappointed and also very emotional, but you just learn to pick yourself up, you learn to carry on, and you understand that, you know, disappointments sometimes are part of the journey, but that doesn't mean I'm defeated. So even in those challenging moments and challenging seasons, there's always lessons and great things to pick out if you do look for them, and if you are intentional about finding them, and if you're intentional about being optimistic and being grateful about every moment and getting to that good part. So I think it's important to just find things that you enjoy, things that keep you happy and rejuvenated. Even when you need to take a break, just take a break. So far so good, I'll be honest, regardless of the low moments, which really haven't been too many, but you know, it's part of the journey, and it's just part of getting to that good part, you know what I mean? Yeah. The third question says, why have you been gone for a minute? Why have you been so quiet? And what have you been doing? Okay, so those are three questions I put together because I just felt like they were all very similar. Basically just asking where I've been, what I've been doing, why I've been quiet. Okay, so I just took a break, honestly. At the beginning of the year I was very intentional about a lot of things, including YouTube, and I really wanted to upload 2 videos a week on a Thursday and a Sunday, and I did really well in the first month. January I had a lot of videos back to back, but that took a lot out of me. And then getting into February, and then now it's my birthday, and my birthday didn't go exactly as I wanted it to go, I'll be very honest. That's the reason why you didn't end up seeing a vlog. I think also just the quarantine, COVID lockdown birthday got to me, because last year I celebrated my birthday pretty well. So for things to have been different this time around, and then also getting into midterms and reading break, which was supposed to be a time for me to take a break, I had to be studying because I had midterms back to back the following week. So after that I just got sucked into schoolwork, and also trying to deal with how I was feeling emotionally, feeling how I was feeling, trying to acknowledge how I was feeling at that moment, as well as then also having to rationalize with the fact that I have to be sturdy enough to keep going when it comes to my academics. It was a lot, and yeah, I just took a break. I didn't realize I needed it. It just happened. And I also really wanted to find a balance between doing YouTube and doing schoolwork, because I would have felt really bad had I been uploading videos and then letting my first priority, which is school, in regards to YouTube and school, letting that fall on the wayside. I always want to just make sure that my school is in check, and in order for it to be in check, I personally, physically, emotionally, mentally and spiritually have to be at a certain level of charged up in order for me to actually be able to deliver. So ultimately something had to give in, and that was the YouTube. Unfortunately, it breaks my heart because recording videos does make me feel good. It's a stress reliever, it's my passion project, it's my creative outlet, it's my little escape, and I really do enjoy this. So when I wasn't able to record videos, it did affect me. But then what I learned from that pressure of wanting to record but also having to give to my first priority right now was just the important lesson of balance. Really, that's one thing that I really learned during this period. So yeah, that's pretty much why I've been quiet and why I've been gone, and what I've been doing is school and trying to sleep as much as I can, trying to relax as much as I can, a lot of planning for the summer, because the summer is going to be pretty interesting. And I've also been watching a lot of series on Netflix, on Disney Plus, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. And when it comes to Instagram, you guys know how I feel about Instagram. It's just confusing, so I don't really have much to say about that. But yeah. Next question: where are you in your life right now? Ooh, that's a lovely question. Thank you. Right now I'm in a point where I'm obviously practicing balance and really just trying to center myself and centering myself around peace, because I think that every decision that you make in life, the one thing that tells me personally that I'm doing the right thing for myself is when I have peace of mind, peace of heart, when I can go to bed knowing that I didn't do that, and me not doing it doesn't cause me any grief, or I did something but me doing it still allows for my heart to be settled. So one thing that I think the point that I'm at in my life right now is practicing balance, as well as prioritizing my peace at every cost, and just trying to maintain that peace really. And whenever I'm not feeling okay, whenever I feel a bit funny about a decision or my environment, or not making a decision, you know, I just always want to make sure that peace is a common denominator, like one of those things that I have to feel. It's a prerequisite. If it's not there, then I have to take a second, pull back a little bit, and try and refocus and realign myself to whatever it is that I want to do and all of that good stuff. And I really think that it's really helped me a lot when it just comes to dealing with negative emotions, specifically when I'm overthinking about the past, and also being anxious about the future. Really, it's not allowing me to be present in this moment right now, which is what really matters and which is what I can control. So ultimately, reminding myself to just be at peace, find that point, that equilibrium where I can think rationally as well as validate my emotions, and always make sure that at the center of whatever I do is peace. Next question reads, how is your vision board going? Have you accomplished anything? Wow, thank you. So yes, my vision board is going really well. So far so good. I'm so proud of myself, because I do have a crazy faith card, and then I have a vision board. So with my vision board, I'll be honest with you, I've accomplished one major thing that I can think of right now. Praise the Lord. It wasn't even my doing, honestly, guys, but it happened for me. I'm so happy for it. And everything else on my vision board is more so of a reminder of the steps that I'm supposed to continuously take throughout this year to become the person that I want to be. So my vision board is very continuous. It's something that's going to keep happening. I don't think except for that one thing, the other things are reminders of things that are just going to keep changing as, you know, I keep going in the year. And I think I'm only going to be able to account for them at the end of the year, when I look back and I say, so did I become this? Did I change this? Did I do this? But every day I am being intentional about making the decisions to allow for that vision to actually become a reality. However, my crazy faith card, that one is crazy because there's so much that has happened. When you think about it, like, you plant a seed and then you just water it and watch it grow. And even if sometimes you're running out of water, or it's too sunny and dry outside, I don't know, or there's too much water, just always just having faith and believing for even what you can't see, that, you know what, that's what's going to happen for me. So yeah, that's pretty much what faith is, right? And hope for the things that we can't see, right? I highly recommend doing it if you've never done it before. I'll just leave a link to a sermon I watched last year that basically inspired me to create a crazy faith card. It's a bit different from a vision board because, okay, the only difference is that it's very much faith-based, things that you're believing God to do for you, things that you physically can't do for yourself. With my vision board, it's more something like, Rivaro, have a better attitude about life. That's something that I intentionally choose. Whereas, gosh, there's so much noise. Yeah, whereas there's something else that honestly, for it to be a change, is going to be a miracle. That's what I put on my crazy faith card. Next question is, have you felt lockdown and winter blues? Yes, of course, I have felt both lockdown and winter blues. Although I'm to myself and very, very reserved, that's a choice I make for myself. Now, when that's put upon me, it's slightly different and it doesn't really feel good at all. Obviously, just being far away from people who I care about, people who care about me, and my friends, and as well as losing friends, really. I think one thing about adulting that I've come to realize, especially during this COVID pandemic lockdown thing, is with regards to friendships and who are my friends and what's my place in other people's lives. Like, am I your acquaintance, am I your friend, and all of that stuff. So it's revealed a lot in that regard, and a lot that isn't so pleasant, if I'm being completely transparent. And yeah, it really does suck. One thing that I've just had to keep teaching myself, well, that I'm learning from that, is that people's actions or lack thereof actions towards me is not something that defines me. And so I shouldn't always take things as personal as they really sometimes aren't. And yeah, that's really how I felt lockdown blues, in all honesty. And yeah, I think everyone has felt it to an extent, but I think what's more important is how you respond to it rather than how it makes you feel, because we're all feeling whatever it is, whether it's direct or indirect. But it's important for you to have an optimistic response to it, knowing that it's just a season, it's just a couple of months, and just right now we'll be done. We're gonna get to that good part, and it's just a little roadblock, you know what I mean, and we're gonna get there. And the second question with regards to COVID is, how has COVID affected your studying? Do you find it more difficult? Oh my goodness. Of course, I find studying well, I did find studying very difficult, and I don't think COVID was necessarily the mind-blowing trigger that made me realize that. I think sometimes generally it's very difficult for you to find motivation to do even that which you know you should be doing. So yeah, regardless of whether I was in school or whether I'm at home, this COVID pandemic really just helped me see that whether I have my professor physically in front of me or not, ultimately I'm playing several roles, being the teacher, the disciplinarian, the motivator, and the hype man. Literally everything, I'm doing it all. It's very different from high school, where, you know, your teachers could threaten you with detention or could give you merits and credits when you do well and all of that stuff, and you know, everything is basically spoon-fed to you. With uni, you kind of have to do it by yourself. And I'll be very honest, at the beginning it was very hard, but you know, you just learn to get on with it, because all the, you know, negative emotions that are sometimes connected with school, particularly burnout, it still happened regardless of whether I was going to school or I was at home. So I think there's certain things that I just got to know that it's independent of the environment, regardless of whether it's online university or physical university. There's just some weeds that are just attached to university that you just have to get on with and just have to survive it. You just have to get through that bad part to get to that good part. So ultimately it hasn't really affected me. In fact, I think it's actually allowed for me to see a lot of positive things about me when it comes to how I didn't know how to study, and how I just a couple of months back got to learn a new way of studying that seems to be more effective for me specifically. So yeah, I mean, COVID has affected my studying, not so much in a bad way, I'll be honest. And you know, just keep pushing yourself and just keep doing it, and every semester is going to come with the same problems that first semester had. So again, it's how you respond to these triggers and how you respond to these things, because I don't think anyone can tell me that they've had a smooth sailing university experience. I think every semester people get burnt out. Every semester, as much as you say you don't want to procrastinate, you end up behind. Sometimes you do very well. Obviously I'm trying to be more consistent, but ultimately one thing that's very consistent is that every semester of university has its bumps, whether it's Zoom university or not. So yeah, I think I'm okay. I hope you're doing okay. Now we're going to YouTube related questions. How do you stay motivated to create content on YouTube? Knowing my why, knowing why I started YouTube, what I want to achieve from this, looking back at my YouTube channel 5 years ago, and then looking at where I'm at right now, and also imagining everything that I would like to achieve 5 years from now. So yeah, just knowing the why, honestly speaking, really does help. And really also, I think enjoying what you do also really just helps a lot, because for me it's so easy for me to just grab my camera, sit down and start recording. I don't even have a problem with it. Like this I could do in my sleep, you guys. So yeah, loving what you're doing, knowing why you're doing it, and just enjoying it, I think. The next question is, how do you manage your feelings when you are on and off content creation? That's absolutely an amazing question, and honestly the reality is I really didn't know how to. And I just mentioned it earlier when I told you guys that I love YouTube, I love content creating, it is my safe space. And when I have to put that on hold in order for me to do what's more important in this season, which is school, I felt really bad, honestly, because school is very important to me. I have a certain GPA I'm trying to maintain, okay? That needs a lot of energy from me. Sometimes I have to forfeit something like YouTube. Now when you have to let go of the thing that you feel like charges you up, it really was such an emotional, I don't even have a word to describe it. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't doing a good job, and I think in me seeing, you know, that burnout, the anxiety, the overthinking, the panic, you know what I mean, I just realized that I need to find a balance really and get to a point where I can take a break without feeling guilty about it. So what I learned is that I know that after a certain period of time I am tired, even from doing what I enjoy, the YouTube. So one easy way to mitigate that is to be intentional about taking a break. So maybe after 3 months of constant filming, I can give myself a whole month off, because I've done everything that I could, and I'm now at a point where I even need a break from that which I enjoy. And when that break is planned out, when that break is meant to happen, at least I'm not going to be feeling guilty or bad about it. So yeah, being intentional about planning your breaks, being honest with your emotions and honest with yourself about how you're feeling even when you're struggling, i.e. I am struggling to balance things out right now. Okay, so what do we need to work on? We need to work on balance. We need to work on planning when to take breaks so that you don't feel bad about it. And the last question is, do you feel as if you have discovered what you want to share with your subscribers? And if not, what keeps you going? The answer to that is yes. I know exactly what I want to share, and I think it's absolutely imperative for you to know what you want to share online. It keeps you within a safe little area. Boundaries are absolutely important. I know exactly what I'm able to share and what I'm not able to share, because the last thing that I want, you guys, is to get a call from my mom asking me to delete a video. You guys know the effort you put into recording a video. It's not easy, hey? You get the final product done and you upload the video and everything's looking Gucci, you know what I mean? It looks pretty, but it's absolutely intense work and effort that goes behind creating this. So when I know what my limitations are, ultimately I know what I can do. One very easy way for you to figure out what you want to do is to think about the types of videos that you want to watch when you go onto YouTube. Are you looking for DIY videos? Are you looking for cleaning videos? Are you looking for cooking videos? Are you looking for vlogs? Whatever it is that you're looking for is probably what you might thrive off doing. There's a high chance that what you enjoy watching is what you're probably going to do while recording for yourself. And if not, what keeps you going? So yeah, what keeps me going is my why. I know why I'm doing this. I know what I'm allowed to do that helps me maintain my personal integrity. And even in that, let me be honest with you, there are some things that I really want to record, some things that I want to film that I'm honestly not at a point to record, and mainly due to resources, but as well as the context of the title that I have currently. There are certain things that I'm going to be able to record when I have certain titles to my name, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not at that season yet in my life, but when I do get there, and if I still do have the passion that I have for YouTube, you guys are going to get to see a different side of me, and that's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. But me knowing that is also something that keeps me going. I'm not there yet, but it's a place that I would like to get to. That is more than enough motivation, because sometimes, you know, let me give you another example. Maybe you want to become a travel vlogger, right? But you might not have the money to travel, go to hotels, or book Airbnbs. Don't let whatever your situation is right now kill that dream for you. You can just simply tell yourself that, okay, cool, I want to be a travel vlogger. Unfortunately, I don't have everything that it needs for me to be that, but it's okay. I'm going to slowly become that with whatever it is that I have right now. So maybe something easier that you could do is create restaurant hopping videos in the environment that you can easily access. Go to the parks, go to the restaurants, go to the movie theaters, go to events in your area that you can easily reach, and record those types of vlogs and save up, and obviously making a plan for you to be able to actually get to that point where you can have your travel vlogs on your channel. Whenever you have a dream, whenever you have something that you really want to achieve that you can't achieve in that moment due to the resources, don't stop yourself. Don't say, I want to grow, I want to change, but I can't change because I don't have this, because now you're limiting yourself. The journey of becoming is literally what it is. If you were, then what do you need to become? You know what I mean? So have pride in not being where you want to be, and knowing that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. And there are so many gifts and so many little treasures that you can find in the moment right now that you can put into your backpack and store it in your bag for a moment when it's going to come in handy. You never know, those restaurant hopping videos could be exactly what you needed to do in order for you to get to the travel vlogs. I don't know, maybe some travel agent one day is going to find your video and they're going to be like, hey, we really like your vlogs in the city, we were wondering if you can be a part of us and come along as an ambassador. We want to take you to France and go and do restaurant hopping in France. Now it is a travel vlog, even though in the context of restaurant hopping, but I mean the videos got you to where you wanted to be. Maybe not in the way you imagined, but essentially you're there. So that should be motivation enough, you guys. And again, being optimistic, being intentional, and grateful, those three things will help you a lot. So yeah guys, we've reached the end of the questions. Thank you all so much for asking me the questions. Once again, thank you so much to Filippo Loreti, who sent me my beautiful watch. And yeah, make sure you check out the link in the description box to get all the details on the watch. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in my next one. Take care, loves. Bye. Oh, by the way, happy Easter.